So here's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to give you a few tips. For those of you that missed the seminar last week on how to get definition, I'm going to cover a few real quick things to kind of break the ice and just tell you what you need to know and tell you what to do and not to do this weekend. So the first thing I'm going to cover, and before I even get into anything, you guys need to understand this. What is definition? What causes people to, what really is being toned, being ripped, being shredded? What is all that? It's all the same fucking thing, people. It's all the same thing. All it is low body fat levels. How do you get low body fat levels? By eating right in a specific amount of calories. I'm about to explain that, and bust your ass daily. That is how you get defined. That is how you get ripped. That is how you get toned. These things have to be done consistently. What did I just say? Consistently. So, I'm going to break this down to you dummy style. We're going to pretend Mary, this is how your body burns fat, right? So for those of you who, you've probably heard this before, but you probably didn't really know what it means. So I'm going to break it down dummy style. We're going to take Mary. Let's say Mary's active. She's about 130 pounds, right? Okay? Mary's active. She's about 130 pounds, all right? In order to get your body to burn fat, you have to be in a caloric deficit. So, Mary at 130 pounds, on days that she works out, she's probably only going to burn max, okay? Max. Probably around 1,900 calories, maybe 2,000 if she's lucky. Now, how do we get this number? Basically, it comes from two things. Number one, your BMR. Okay? This is known as your basal metabolic rate. Basically meaning the amount of calories your body needs just to survive and function. Breathing, heart rate, brain function, digestion, body temperature. All those things require energy. Your body has to burn calories just to make those things happen. So, Mary, about 130 pounds, her BMR is really, it's only going to be about maybe 1,300 calories. Okay? So, if she laid on her ass all day long and did nothing, she's going to burn minimum of that. Alright? Now, you add in working out intensely, busting her ass, she's going to burn probably another 600 calories plus. So, she'll probably be roughly around 1,900 plus, depending on how hard she works. Alright? So, with this said, in order to get your body to burn fat, in order to get defined, in order to get ripped, lean, shredded, whatever it is that you want to do, it's all the same damn thing. Low body fat levels. So how do we get low body fat levels? You have to be in a deficit in order to force your body to burn fat. It doesn't want to burn fat. You have to force it to burn fat. So if she's burning 1,900 calories a day, then she needs to be eating less than that. So, now not less like this much, but slight caloric deficit. So let's just say we put her at like, say, 1,450, okay? She's small. 1,450 calories a day. So she's going to burn as many calories as she can here, 1,900, tries to push as hard as she can every day, and then only eat this much. Now this difference here is basically about 450 calories difference here. So if she's got a 450 calorie difference here each day, if she's only eating this but she's burning this, her body is basically going to have to dig into its fat stores to make up the energy difference. She needs 1,900 because that's what she burned, but she only took in 1,450. So it basically goes, we're missing a little bit, let's pull it from the fat to make up the difference. Alright? Now, that's how you burn fat. You do this consistently. Not one day and then bench for 16 days. You have to do this shit consistently to burn fat. Because even if she did this every damn day for 7 days a week, she's barely going to lose the fat. Not even quite. She's actually going to come up short a little bit because it takes 3,500 calories to burn 1 pound of fat. So, now, with that said, now she's a small girl. Say she's only like 5'2", 5'3". You don't want to be taking away too much. Because if you take away too many calories, and this is where most people go wrong. Most people think, okay, if I'm supposed to be doing this, then I'll do less. And then they do like this, or this. And what happens is, when you cut back too much, it's going to trigger your body's survival mechanisms. It is always trying to survive. It doesn't care about being lean. It doesn't care about being toned. It doesn't care about having a nice ass and abs. All it wants to do is survive. So, if you cut back too much, you're going to trigger your body's survival mechanisms. And what it's going to end up doing is it's going to go from burning fat to switching over into digging into muscle and eliminating muscle because it requires too much energy to keep that muscle. So it's going to try and reduce how many calories it expends and how much it burns by reducing your muscle. Now, is that the route that you want to take? Does that sound like the end result? Do you really want to be, so say she wants to get toned, right? But she may lose weight doing this. She's going to lose a lot of weight really fast. But what's going to happen is she'll get to 115 really quick, but she'll look like shit. I mean like shit. She's got no muscle, no booty, no legs, no anything. She's just skinny and soft and flabby. Like, it's just gross. You don't want to look that way. Don't try and rush this process. You cannot rush this process. Focus on what you need to do and do it right. Hit your damn numbers that you're supposed to hit every day and you will lose the fat. It's all done by being consistent. Consistent. What did I say? Consistent. You have to do this shit all the time. Now, on top of that, this is where most people go wrong as well too, okay? She's supposed to be doing this. Most people tend to do this, all right? What happens is they lose all this muscle. They can't maintain this for very long. They feel tired. They feel sluggish. Then they end up falling off the wagon and binging for days, sometimes weeks. And what happens to their weight? They end up fatter than they were when they started. But had she fed enough, fed her muscles, and then burned the fat, she'd actually be feeling pretty good, and she would actually be looking better and better every single day, every single week. It's a slow process, people. You can't rush this to do it right and look freaking hot. So, with this said, here's what you do on the weekends, all right? Because this is where most people blow this. This is why what separates the really awesome physiques from the ones that are just okay, or the ones that really look like shit, let's be honest. Most of you look like shit. So, this is what you're doing wrong on the weekends. This is a great portion of you watching this video right now are doing this wrong right here. All right? She's only burning, okay? You are only burning a specific amount of calories every day if you work out. She doesn't work out, she's burning this, all right? You don't work out, you're not burning very much. Now, where most people blow it is on the weekends, they want to go out to eat. They want to go have drinks, they want to go do things and enjoy things, and they want to basically consume a lot of stuff, but a lot of people don't work out. So let's say Mary didn't work out this weekend. She only burned 1,300 calories that day. But she went out to dinner. She went and had drinks. She went multiple dates. So she only burned this much because she didn't work out on Saturday, but she ended up consuming 3,500 calories, 4,000 calories, anything more than this, than what she burns, gets stored as fat. So if she didn't work out and she ate this, she just stored 2,200 calories, almost 2/3 of a pound of fat. Pure fat. One meal, one day. This is where most people blow it. Now, she ate more than that. Boom. Now, if she did this 2 days in a row, boom, boom, she gained a pound of fat, pure fat, nasty fat, in 1 weekend. Then, she spends the whole next week, she shows up on Monday fat. She spends the whole next week trying to burn off that fat, only to do it again the next weekend. This is where most people are going wrong. You should be doing this. You should be in a deficit the majority of every single week. If you're a beginner, let's make this simple. You should be in a deficit 6 days. 6 days straight, 7th day, you need to do a refeed. On that refeed day, all you do is just eat basically about what your maintenance is. Eat that much. So, deficit, 6 days, refeed what you basically burn for the entire day. Refeed the body, keep your metabolism, or keep your body from wanting to dip into muscle, because if you constantly do this for too long, your body's going to adapt to that. And it's going to eliminate muscle, survival response again, remember? It's going to eliminate muscle, and it's going to try and adapt to what you're feeding it. So, by giving it a day that is higher, it basically tells your body, okay, we're not starving, we just got enough this day, it's cool, you can continue to burn, and we can get in deficit, and we can burn some fat, so we can get defined, so we can look fucking hot this summer in a fucking bikini, because bikini season is just in a couple months, so you gotta get your shit together and do this shit right. You have no time to waste. No time to waste. So, with that said, it is about to be the weekend, it's Friday, people, so what you gonna do? You're going to make sure you don't go over what your maintenance is or how much you burn each day. Don't be the fat ass that does this, especially multiple days a week, because you will be in a basic vicious cycle over and over and over and over every single week where you start to make progress and then you have a weekend where you blow it and then you spend the whole next week trying to fix it. And then by the time it starts to actually be fixed, you do it all over again. This is why 99% of the people who are in the gym look the same every single week. You know who I'm talking about. You see them in the gym. You see the same people every single week who look exactly the same. And they're busting their asses. Why do they look the same? Because they're doing that every weekend. They're neglecting the importance of their nutrition and not paying attention to what they're actually putting in their mouth. You can't do this shit all the time and get away with it. You can't. You just can't. If you want the body, you are going to have to be disciplined. You are going to have to track how many calories you eat. You are going to have to measure your portions. You are going to have to work out damn near every damn day. There is no other way. This is the only way you will ever look like a fucking goddess or a damn god. It's the only way you are going to get it is by doing what needs to be done. Discipline. Day in and day out, consistently doing what you need to do. Eat the correct amount of calories on your deficit days and on your refeed day, high calorie day, whatever you want to call it, cheat day, whatever. Don't go over your limit. You have a limit. Don't go over it, especially if you are a girl. Your bodies don't burn shit. You don't burn shit. You don't burn shit. So you cannot eat as much as you want to eat and get away with it. So, this is what we got to do. Remember, deficit, 6 days. On day 7, do a refeed. Now, if you're chunky monkey right now, if you're fat, you need to go probably more like 14 days before you actually do a refeed. That's just how it is. You may even need to go a little bit longer. So, I wouldn't go too long though, because remember the whole adaptation period, but you have so much right now, it's okay. So, that's your lesson for this week. Do what needs to be done to get what you want to get. If you want to be fit, you got to do what fit people do. Those people in the magazines, those people on TV, guess what they're doing? They're paying attention to this. And they're paying attention to this consistently, day in and day out. Every fitness model that you see that looks freaking amazing, that inspires you, it makes you go, man, I want to look like that. This is what they do. They just do it consistently. You can look like them. You can look fucking awesome. All you gotta do is do the work. Be consistent. Be consistent. You are motherfucking welcome.